Be quick to be discerning and be ready to be swift with adjustments. Swift to adjust this discernment. Before, okay, I used to be not gullible. I used to be just going, not quickly switching when you realize something. Okay, what am I will share a story. I'm not going to mention name, obviously. Recently, I think I'm getting better with something. When you probably before, you and this person used to hug yourself, you used to greet yourselves in a way that is unguarded, uncensored, and just at some point, maybe one of those events, you've seen yourself in a while, in a long while, and mere seeing yourselves, and the person is trying to guard to hug you, or it could not, it might not actually be hugging, it might just be trying to be trying to be subtle with being free with you. Adjust, understand, be quick, be swift to understand. The Bible says, be quick to hear, be quick to listen, but slow down to act, slow down to speak. You get, and that is a paraphrase of the verse actually. Yára láti gbọ́, yára láti slow to speak, lọ́ra láti fèsì. So, and such happened to me some months ago, and some months after the person put to bed, so I was able to put 2 plus 2 together. Don't always want to be questioning everybody's actions. A person didn't just want that, not because I had a problem. I didn't know the person was taken in per se, but even if I knew, wisdom is profitable to direct for you to know to keep your mouth shut. If they wanted you to know, they would have told you. So this post is just for us to know that sometimes that you might not have the privilege to be privy to people's lives. It's not everything you tell people, and it's not everything people are meant to tell you. Even if you know, you should keep it to yourself. Maybe the reason why you know is for you to be interceding for the person, praying for the person, putting the person up in prayers, or what have you, or do whatever God wants you to do for them. But don't put it in their face like, I know. I just don't be foolish. That's it. Don't be foolish. Act with wisdom. In this age and time, when we were younger and our parents used to do those things, we used to think that, I will tell my friends, what is there? That you think that your friends, we used to think when we were younger, we used to promise ourselves that, don't worry, during my wedding, you will do this, you will do that, you will know before I get into the relationship. Most of my friends, see, they were getting married, I never knew they were dating, and that is alright. I'm not taking it out of disdain. I'm so happy for you. Now I'm getting to realize that even what our mothers did, we are getting to copy them, we are getting to emulate them. Maybe because we had series of basketball breakfast in relationships, and we just feel like, okay, maybe our mothers were right, maybe our fathers were right, and what is worth doing that is great. You need to be discreet about these things. So we tend to understand. It's just like when we are now growing up and we see our friends hiding their baby bumps, not posting pictures of their present baby bump until they get married, until they put to bed. It's like we are getting to slide into the mother's mood, which is fine. So I laugh at times when I reminisce on the days when we were in school and you promise our friends then, don't worry, we are together, blah blah blah, and life happened and everybody tends to not yapa in, and we evolve in our different mindsets and exposure and education in life, and we end up not updating ourselves as we promised. Even God will be laughing that these people, they don't know what is happening. They know nada. So I understand. So just know that some information are best kept to yourself. Be quick to adapt, be swift to adapt, and have no form of disdain in you. When that happened, I just felt, wow, you thought you were close, but not even close. When you talk about close is really, being close is relative, being friends is relative. And even if we were friends and the person still chooses, I know someone that just told me that she was getting, I got to know that she was in a relationship 2 weeks to our introduction. Like, that means they must have been. So everybody is now having their own means of wisdom application in their lives, different stages of life and all that. So especially when that kind of thing has not happened for you yet, work on your mind so that you will not be harboring unnecessary stupid emotions, disdain. It can slip into all different kinds of negative information, and if care is not taken, it can be taken up in the spirit realm by familiar spirits, and that's another trouble. They might start seeing you as who you are not. So learn to understand that all those children promises, play covenants. If you went into all because we were all in awe of childish friendships, then you might need to rearrange your mindset. You might need to reorientate yourself to know that when we start to grow, we start to apply wisdom and choose what we filter out to people, no matter how much we have made them to think they are. You too, by the time things start to happen for you, you start to understand why you need to be careful with some information. And these days, I don't think, what I've seen so far, I don't think anyone should be angry that you did not inform them on some things as early as possible, especially when you have this issue of what we normally used to call as delay in some things, or maybe disappointment on some things, and things start to happen for you. You start becoming discreet. There were some of my friends I knew some things were going on, but until they told me my mouth was mute. It is grace. Like I mentioned, especially when those things are not happening for you yet, you need to guard your heart so that it won't slip into disdain, it won't slip into jealousy, it won't slip into envy, it won't slide into that realm. And it is common with this act of, okay, when your friends marry now, it's looking as if they have what's the sideline. Like, of course, what advice do we want to be giving them? Is the truth. They need friends of the same caliber to move with to get wisdom, because I have advised someone before like that was already in a relationship, a serious one, to be married. They got married, they are fine now, they are happily married. There was one time she asked for an opinion and advice on an issue happening, and after we ended our call, some months after, she never came back for further updates. I'm not sure if I asked her how that thing went. Maybe God just sealed it off my mind. She never came back for any further advice, and I just left it there. I might have given the person a good advice, but it might not be good for her. I don't know if that makes sense. So I understand now. It's always good to allow them to choose whoever even if you think the person they are choosing to ask for advice is not as wise as you, give them. Everybody will meet whatever they draw. Not out of mockery, please don't get me wrong, but just understand that we grow out of our childish promises. We grow out of our childish things that we have held on to. Because we are friends, we promised ourselves to be together, does not mean that life will not happen. And when life happens, everybody will still look for their level, and you might not be the level again. So to protect your heart, my own point is even to protect your heart, be discerning, know when to stop pushing, know when they are not saying things, but things are obvious in your face. You don't need to say that I've seen it, don't bother. You just act according to plan, act according to the game, and move on. Wish them well. So I hope I've been able to make some sense with be discerning. Know when to adjust to people's change in their menu. They might not be comfortable with you, knowing or not knowing, and that is fine. When you to get to your stage, you see how you used to do it. I hope I've been able to make some sense. Be discerning and be quick to adjust to whatever anybody's convictions can be. Have a lovely day ahead.